Today's video is going to be me talking about the least sexy piece of gear to talk about, but one that I think is actually really important after doing some experiments, as it's one of the main points of contact with us and our beloved instruments, and that is the guitar pick. So, with guitar picks versus other aspects of being a guitarist, like for years I've known kind of what I look for in a guitar. I've known what I look for in an amp and what I like and I dislike, but with picks, I've always kind of found that I pick whatever's the lesser of all evils and deal with it for about a year, and then I pick up something different and go, maybe this is the thing. And this is something that I find is really common with guitar players. We can't really decide what kind of picks we like, and it's the kind of the one forgotten piece of gear where we just go, that's kind of what I use. And recently, one of my friends did a big comparison where he shot out 8 different kind of picks, and it kind of inspired me to go on my own journey. So I've tried a bunch of different picks this year. I've kind of gone through 5 mainstays actually. Sorry, I'm missing one from my collection here on my desk. But I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of what I found and why I made the certain choices that I did, in hopes that it might help you kind of on your pick journey. So today's all about picks. Let's dive into it. So at the start of the year, I used these. I picked up these. These are Ernie Ball Everlast. So they're kind of like the Dunlop Tortex style pick. And I used these for about a year and a half into the first half of this year for sure. And these are 1.5 millimeter. I'm a big fan of thick picks. I don't like to feel anything flexing when I play. Obviously, there is a certain amount of subjectivity to that, but I find that most advanced guitarists and professional guitarists tend to prefer the control that you get with a thicker pick. So this is just like standard run-of-the-mill 1.5 millimeter pick. It's standard shape, and the thing with these is that I've always kind of favored picks that were smaller, and for a while I did like that this gave me a little bit more meat to grab up here. But again, I never totally felt comfortable with these, and there's something about the tip being round. I felt like maybe I preferred pointier picks. So I went back to what I was using before this, and this is a in-tune guitar pick. I was endorsed by them for a while. Great picks, by the way, in case you're in the market. I no longer endorse their picks just because of personal preferences changing, but they did me well, and I used these for most of my time in university, and they're basically a Jazz 3 shape, but they're made out of Delrin, which is a Tortex-like material, and these are 2 millimeters, so they're really, really thick, and I used these for a really long time. I like them a lot, and I like the smaller Jazz 3 shape I've always liked, and then you get a little bit more of a point, so these were nice ones to me. But then I decided I was going to give the Ernie Ball Prodigy Minis a try. And on a whim, I got these from Amazon. These are the 1.5s, just because I decided, maybe 2 millimeters is a little bit overkill. And these are what triggered my kind of revelation in picks, where the thing that's cool about these Ernie Ball Prodigy Minis, they are quite a bit smaller than a standard Jazz 3. They have quite a strong point to them. These are also made out of Delrin, the kind of Tortex material. But the thing that triggered the revelation for me with these is that these picks have speed bevels on them. Where this side, I don't know how visible that is on camera, but these have a speed bevel. And the thing that I found with these that I couldn't believe, I A-B'd them against my other Jazz 3 thing, is that when I was picking fast, I found that I was like cutting through the strings. There is so much less resistance. And when I actually A-B'd it versus this pick, which doesn't have bevels on it, and this pick, which has a slightly pointier tip and the bevels, it really helped me play faster with a lot more ease, just because the bevels kind of help bounce the string off of them. So this triggered a big revelation, but my problem was the tip started blowing out pretty quick. And since it's such a small pick, there isn't much, like I've got a nail file down here that I've sometimes used on picks to get the point back, but these picks, since they're so much smaller than a standard Jazz 3 kind of shape, once you blow the tip, they're pretty much gone. So then my pick quest led me to chicken picks, and this is a chicken picks Badass 3, and this is in 2mm because that's as thin as they come. And for those of you unfamiliar with chicken picks, they are incredible picks, but they are incredibly expensive too. They use some special kind of plastic that I think is used on aeroplanes, is kind of their claim to fame. But these guys are about 10 Canadian dollars a pick, which is quite expensive. And while I liked these picks, there were two things that I didn't really love about them. One is that the plastic has a kind of chirp to it. I don't know how well that comes through on camera. But this pick does have enough room on the bevels that you could file it down to a point after it blows out. But I found that I was kind of blowing through the tip in about 2 weeks, and I was thinking, you know, that's about as long as one of the Prodigies lasted me. And with that bevel and the price of this pick, I don't want to be paying $10 for a pick and then having to stop every 2 weeks and file it down to a point and da-da-da-da-da-da. And again, I wasn't the biggest fan. They're super, like if I'm... I don't know if you can hear all of that kind of chirpiness to the pick, but it's something that I didn't necessarily mind, but I also didn't love. And so I figured, you know, $10 for a pick, I better love that pick and get a lot of use out of it. But not quite the case with these chicken picks. So I saw an ad, and it ended up leading me to my Goldilocks pick, at least for right now, where these are Dan's Guitar Store Precision Minis, and they come in slime green. I'm not the biggest fan of the color, but I absolutely love this pick. The thing that is different about this pick is that it's really kind of like a hybrid of all of these, where the chicken picks versus the Prodigy, it has a little bit more grip area at the top of the pick. It's wider. And so the Dan's Guitar Store pick, if I can hold that up, I can't really tell how focused the camera is on these, but it's got a little bit wider of a top, and it's got a nice long kind of point to it. It's almost like if you took this pick and trimmed the fat in terms of width. It's actually almost perfect in that description. But it's got a wider tip and then a longer kind of slope to it. The other thing, well, actually there's a couple things that are really great about this. It's got the speed bevels, which again I found really helps with pick resistance. My hand is able to move through a lot freer. The other thing about this pick is that it's made out of nylon rather than Delrin, and that's kind of eliminated the chirp factor. I don't, and again, this is I don't really know the frequencies and everything that it cuts out or whatever, but it's a lot more subtle in its tone. It colors the sound a lot less. And the other thing that I found is it actually wears slower than the $10 chicken pick, which is remarkable because I got a pack of 10 of these for about, I think, 18 bucks, shipping and everything all in. So it's made out of nylon. And then the other thing that's awesome about these is that it comes with a textured grip. I don't know how well that's coming across, but this helps eliminate trouble where the pick is, you know, sliding around in your hand. So I accidentally threw, and I should also add, none of this is paid advertisement. I bought all of these picks with my own money. Even the Intune GP, which I was using for probably about 3 or 4 years. These picks I did pay artist price for, but I no longer work with this company. So great picks, but not really what I'm looking for after learning that speed bevels were such a game changer for me. But this Dan's Guitar Store Precision pick, after going through and trying these 5 picks, is such a clear winner. This is gonna, I mean, stay tuned watching my videos to see if I decide to go to something else, but this is kind of like the happy medium of everything. And I just wanted to share this story because I don't think I have ever been this excited about or happy with a guitar pick that I've been using. And the nice thing about picks in experimenting with gear versus experimenting with guitars and amps is that playing with a different guitar or a different amp is a rather expensive investment, whereas these, you know, you can get by for, depending on what options are available in your local guitar store, dollars if they sell single picks, or if, you know, you have to buy packs online, you know, under $100 you can try out quite a bunch of picks and see what actually works best for you, and you can actually A/B them and see kind of what you look for in a guitar pick subconsciously and what you enjoy, rather than just kind of being like, you know, this is what I have and I deal with it, which is something that I did for a very, very long time. So I just wanted to share this story today about picks, and to encourage you all to mess around with a bunch of different picks and see if there's something out there that's maybe better for you. Because again, since finding this pick, like, I'm actually excited about the guitar pick that I use, and it's actually helped me with my technique and playing, and it's made a lot of things a lot more comfortable for me. So I wanted to encourage you all to go and try picks, but I'm also very interested to hear about, you know, your own kind of stories and whether you've had some pick adventures. Like, what picks are you using and why? I'd love to hear about it, because everybody's different. I don't think that there's a pick that's objectively better, but I wanted to share this story because through trying a bunch of different picks, I stumbled on something that I never would have stumbled on before, and I'm so happy that I did, because I've never been this happy with a pick. So shout out to Dan's Guitar Store, Precision Mini in particular, because I like smaller picks. They have bigger ones that are kind of like a Jazz 3 XL kind of idea. But yeah, that's kind of my pick story of the day. Hope you're having a wonderful day. If you could subscribe or like the video, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out more than you know. I've got lots of guitar lessons and content otherwise coming out every Monday and Thursday. If you'd like to take a guitar lesson with me, I have a link to that down in the description that'll take you to the contact page of my website. I've actually been working with quite a bunch of you guys from YouTube, and it's been a really wonderful experience to connect. And then, yeah, other than that, I wish you a wonderful day, and I hope you get to have some fun playing the guitar, and I hope you find some picks that you really, really love, because I'm so happy that I found this. So have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.